Good morning, everybody. And as Grania said, my name is John O'Doherty, and I am the head of AIB Cork, but I speak to you not just in my own personal capacity, but on behalf of my colleagues who are on the call as well this morning. And I have to say we're delighted to join with the Ludgate for what promises to be a very informative Future of Agriculture conference. We have been partners of the Ludgate since day one, and have had the opportunity to support various events organised by the Ludgate over the years, including the previous agri events that Grania referenced just a little while ago. As a bank who at its core is a community bank with branches throughout Ireland, we strongly identify with the objectives of the Ludgate, who do such good work in terms of rural sustainability. AIB has a strong presence, as you know, in Skibbereen and the wider West Cork region, and we have seen firsthand the benefit that the Ludgate is bringing. The creation of an ecosystem or an environment within the local area underpinned by first-class digital connectivity. It supports business and job development and is attracting and retaining talent locally, as Grania referred to. And that is the key to sustaining rural Ireland. We're also strong advocates of the desire to increase digital literacy and children entering STEM education, which offers exciting opportunities and is being championed by the Ludgate. And the Ludgate is to be commended in terms of the excellent work it's doing in this regard. In terms of today's conference, I'm very much looking forward to hearing the thoughts of our speakers. In terms of the agri and fishery sector, there's so much uncertainty right now, wondering what is next, what's around the corner, and what does the future hold. We know that COVID is dominating our daily lives in ways we would have thought unimaginable, and farmers are impacted like everyone else. Brexit will become a reality in 36 days when the transition period ends, and that will see our relationship with our nearest neighbour, who accounts for 37% of our exports, changing profoundly. The picture still remains uncertain as negotiations reach a critical stage, and is highlighted by the coverage yesterday of potential restrictions on some chilled meat products. There's still a lot to play for. I'm sure Tara may reference that in her own contribution later on. And of course, for farmers, the CAP, there's the increased pressure from an environmental and sustainability perspective, and farmers will once again be asked to do more to support the transition to a carbon neutral economy. What we can all appreciate on this call is that agriculture and food production is the bedrock on which towns and villages throughout Ireland, such as Skibbereen, have been built and have prospered. Sometimes it can be easy to forget or even overlook the value and the role that agriculture plays in Ireland. I recall reading recently that AgriAware noted that Irish farmers produce enough food each year to feed 52 million people. That's enough to feed 10 times our own population. And I'm sure Tara might correct me on the next stat, but I have it in my head that according to Board BIA, agri-food and drink exports were valued at 13 billion in 2019, and we have enjoyed 10 consecutive years of value growth, increasing in value terms by 67% since 2010, which is an astonishing figure in many respects. And of course, Irish farmers export to 180 markets worldwide and are marketed on that image of a family farm producing safe, quality and sustainable food. But we do know there's significant change ahead for the agri sector, and there will be challenges ahead. What gives me great confidence is the resilience of the sector, which has been proven time and time again over the generations, given the cyclical nature of the business. And I've no doubt that farmers on the island of Ireland will rise to the challenges that are put in front of them. We've seen it before, and we will see it again in the future. As a matter of fact, the track record of the agri sector in managing its way through significant headwinds should give comfort to the rest of the economy right now, that there is always a path that emerges even from what seemed like the darkest of times. And what's interesting to me is that we've continued to see significant investment in Irish farms, with farmers investing over 3.5 billion in bank finance on their farms in the past 5 years. That not only shows the resilience of the sector, but the ambition and the drive to grow and succeed. So I just want to briefly take the opportunity to reaffirm AIB's position in the agri market. It is a significant part of our business and will continue to be in the future. It is by far our largest SME sector for new lending in our branches outside of the Dublin area. In Cork alone, agri accounts for 40% of our lending to the SME customers in our branches, and in some of our more rural branches or provincial town branches, that figure is a lot higher. We continue to look for ways to support our customers. We have partnered with the Strategic Banking Corporation of Ireland, that's the SBCI, to provide 2 low-cost loan options for our SME and farming customers in the form of a future loan growth scheme and the credit guarantee scheme. And these financial options will support the continued investment on farms. On the question of food production and sustainability, we are well aware of the important role Ireland can play to meet the needs in this area. And you may have seen recently that AIB has committed to being the first financial institution to be carbon neutral by 2030. So to finish up, I would like to congratulate all involved in organising the event. It promises to be a really informative event. And I would like to give special mention to Maeve Buckley, our branch manager in Skibbereen, who worked with Gráinne and the team in the Ludgate in putting the conference together and did great work on my behalf. So I'm very grateful to that. So I hope the conference is of interest. So without further delay, I would like to hand over to the moderator, Justin McCarthy, editor and chief executive of the Irish Farmers Journal, who will moderate the discussion today. Thank you.